Thanks for coming to see me today. Are you okay?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. I wondered if we could use the time this morning really just to find out a little bit about what's been going on for you the last couple of months. Your GP's referred you, as you know, and he says that you've been under considerable stress over the last couple of months. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrible. Been terrible.
I wondered if we could use the time this morning then just finding out a little bit more about that. And what I'd like us to do is something called the 5 areas assessment. I'm going to be taking some notes as we go through this session this morning, and that just helps us kind of keep an accurate record of what we're discussing.
Okay.
But this is essentially what we're going to be doing. It's in 5 different boxes, and this will all come clear once we've got towards the end of the session, okay? But it's about looking at your kind of recent triggers or things that have happened to you that have created this stress for you. It's about looking at the impact that's having on your thinking and the thoughts that are going through your head, the impact that has on your emotions and your feelings. It also looks at how you're coping with the problem, things that you're maybe doing more of or less of as a result of the problem, and also how it's taking its toll on you physically. So that's the 5 different areas, and as I said, when we at the end of the session we'll start to have a look at putting all this information together and making sense of it. Okay, because it's really the information we get from here is how we then provide or target our support to help you with this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just start by saying what's been happening?
There's been so much happening, and it's been really difficult. I've just been made redundant, which is awful, absolutely awful. And I suppose the other thing that happened, although it was a year ago, but my husband and I divorced, and we'd been married for 28 years, and it just, for me, it came out of the blue. I didn't know, I didn't see it coming that we had any problems, and you know, I don't know what to do anymore. I just can't cope. I just feel.
So you divorced about a year ago. Yep. Had things been difficult for a while in your marriage, or was it a sudden thing?
It was a sudden thing for me, but he said it'd been difficult for a while, and I didn't know it'd been difficult. I must have had blinkers on. I wasn't aware of it. So
it came as a complete bolt out of the blue for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was about a year ago. Can I ask how long ago you were made redundant?
That was 3 months ago.
Okay. So quite recent. And again, can you tell me about the job that you had?
It was quite a stressful job, but I mean, I managed to cope. I was okay at it. I worked in finance, and it included a lot of accounting and, you know, manipulating figures and stats and things like that. I don't want to bore you at all, but you know, it was quite, we dealt with lots of money, so there was a lot of pressure on us to make sure that we got it absolutely right.
So quite an important, valuable role for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had quite a few things, significant and stressful life events over the last year particularly. When did you start to feel this stress that you describe?
I suppose I started to feel a bit of stress after my divorce. I mean, because I started to think about, you know, how am I going to cope, and, you know, I can't be very good if, you know, my husband doesn't want me, and I'm older, do you know, and I think if you're younger you're able to cope with things a lot better, but at my age it's really difficult. But I was okay, and you know, I'm still working and things like that. But then it was when I was made redundant, that just that's when I just started not to be able to cope with anything.
Okay. And when you say not cope, what are the types of things you're not able to do as a result of this problem at the moment?
I'm not going out very much, because I just don't want to go out. I can't sleep. You know, I'm lying at night and I want to sleep, but I can't. And you know, I keep thinking I need to sleep. I need to get some sleep. The more I think about sleep, I just can't do it. It's awful, and I'm feeling a bit, I suppose, sick during the day. You know, I get these feelings in my stomach that really it's awful. And when I try to eat anything, then I can't, I just can't do it.
What is this feeling? Are you able to describe that feeling?
It's like a kind of knot in my stomach, and I think I'll make something to eat, and I think, okay, I'll have something light, and then I make it, and then when I sit down, there's this knot, and it just seems as if it's really hard to explain to you, but it feels as if it's getting tighter and tighter, and it's awful, and I think I can't eat if, with this feeling.
So is it a kind of anxiety that you feel? And anxiety is creating the tension?
I'm not
Do
sure.
you feel worried, anxious?
I'm really anxious quite a lot of the time.
Okay.
I'm very anxious, I think. I never used to be anxious. So it's something I used to hear folks saying they're anxious, and what does that matter?
So it's quite out of character for you to feel anxious in this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I just take you back, and you were mentioning just about your sleep there, and that you're
Yeah.
finding it really difficult to sleep. Can you just say what an average night's sleep is for you at the moment?
Oh, well, I go to bed early, because I think if I go to bed early, then I'll get some sleep, So I go
What's early? What time do you go
about
to bed?
9 o'clock.
Okay.
But then I lie awake to the early hours in the morning, and then maybe get a couple of hours sleep, and then I'm waking up early in the morning, about 4 or 5 o'clock, and it's awful, it's still dark outside.
And
it's
is
just
that
awful.
you for the day then, waking up that early? That's
Yeah, and then I feel tired all day, and then I don't feel able to cope all day because I feel so tired.
Can I just ask, see when you're lying in your bed trying to get to sleep, what are the types of thoughts that are running through your head at that time?
There's lots and lots of thoughts going through my head, but I think the biggest one is the fact that I'm useless.
Okay, so you actually think I'm useless?
Yeah.
In relation to what?
Well, I'm useless because obviously I couldn't keep my marriage going, and it must have been my fault, because my husband and I'm useless because I didn't see it coming. If I saw it coming, then maybe I could have done something. So, and then my job, you see, there was redundancies, and they talked about who they might make redundant, and I never thought it would be me, because I thought I did a good job. And then I don't know, I suppose after my marriage break up, then things started to get a wee bit difficult, and I made a couple of mistakes, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be me, but I must be useless because
Okay.
they picked me.
Okay. So you think that I'm useless, and that it's maybe something to do with you, that you've lost both your marriage and your job?
It has to be.
Okay. And how does that make you feel? What impact does that have on your emotions, your feelings?
It makes there's lots of things. I feel really angry.
Okay.
And I feel sad. Really feel awful sad most of the time.
What are the kind of things that you think about that make you feel angry?
I feel angry because I didn't see it coming. I should, both about my job and about my marriage break, because if I saw it coming, I could have done something about it, and I'm angry at myself that I didn't see it. I just didn't see it coming.
So you're thinking I should have seen that there were problems, or I should have
Absolutely.
seen this happening.
Yeah, I should have seen it.
So you're angry with yourself?
Uh-huh.
Do you get angry at others or about others?
Yeah, I get angry at my husband. He's not my husband now, but when we're married a long time, so I still think him like that. Yeah, I get angry at him.
And with this thought, I should have seen things coming, what does that say or mean about you, that you didn't know that was going to happen?
I'm stupid. I mean, how can you not see that coming? So I must be absolutely stupid if I didn't see it coming. I mean, that's two big things. Maybe okay, one of them you would think, okay, you're stupid, but two of them together,
Okay.
of course I must be stupid.
So there's a lot of thoughts going around in your head at that time, and a lot of emotions as well, and you're feeling kind of angry. Can I ask, is there anything else that kind of troubles you, particularly when you're lying awake at night?
I think I'm going mad. I actually think I might have dementia or something, because I keep forgetting everything. I can't concentrate, and I used to love reading, but I can't concentrate anymore. And when I try to do anything, I forget what it was I was going to do. And I never used to be like that. So I think maybe I've got dementia.
So you're worried that there's something more serious going on there? Okay. Can I just ask about how you're coping with this? What are the types of things that you're doing to alleviate the stress or the worry or anxiety at the moment?
Going to my bed.
Okay, so just
But-
escaping.
But I'm not sleeping. But I'm going to my bed a lot.
Okay. Anything else that you're doing to cope with the problem?
I don't know if I should tell you this. I'm not doing it a lot, but sometimes I have a glass of wine or two. I think that helps my anxiety. It makes me feel a bit calmer.
Okay. And what time are you having your drink at night?
Well, I usually have a couple before I go to bed, you know, so that would be about 8 o'clock or something like that. But then I take the bottle in the bedroom because I know I'm not going to sleep. So if I'm not going to sleep, I think if I have another glass of wine, then that might help me sleep. So I do that. I mean, I don't mean I drink it all the time, but just if I can't sleep, which is most nights, I think, well, I can sit and have a glass of wine.
And do you find that helps?
Sometimes it makes me feel a bit less anxious, but it doesn't help me sleep.
Right, okay. And can I just ask, at the most, would you drink a bottle of wine a night? Is that every night or some nights or on a sort of average week at the moment? How much would you say you're drinking? How many bottles of wine are you buying?
On an average week, probably about 3 to 4. About 3 to 4.
Just normal size bottles
Just
of wine?
just the normal size ones.
And is that something that's different from your normal sort of pattern? Would you normally have that amount of drink, or is it just to cope with the problem at the moment?
Never. Before all this happened to me and all these things went on, then I would be like everybody else. I'd have a glass when I was out socialising or something like that. But even then, I always made sure that, you know, I was very responsible about drinking. So because my father was an alcoholic, so I can see what it did to people and what it did to families. So I was always quite good, and you know, or even I'd be the driver. I'd say I'll drive, but so no, it's not
Again,
usual.
it's kind of out of character for you to drink.
Yeah,
normally.
it is.
So there's a few things that you're doing to cope. You're going to bed early, and you're drinking more than you would do normally to help you get to sleep. You're kind of not going out. You're, in terms of friends, family, give me an idea about who's out there for you.
I've got a very supportive younger sister who's very good, but I've just stopped answering the phone. She phones me, she tries to phone me every night, and sometimes I used to answer it all the time, but now I can't be bothered because when I answer the phone, I feel it's the same. It's the same old me just saying I don't feel great, and she must get fed up with me.
Okay. So you're not answering the phone, and you're not really seeing people at all?
No. Well, the difficulty is because, remember I was saying to you about having a drink, I'm frightened that if I go out then I might drink too much, because I know in the house I'm drinking a wee bit more than I should, and I'm scared that I might do that when I'm out.
Okay. Can I just go back then to, you were talking about anxiety earlier. Can you just describe what effect anxiety is having on you at the moment physically? Where do you feel your anxiety?
Oh goodness. I'm really sorry, but I have to carry a tissue everywhere with me because my hands get really sweaty and I can't seem to keep them at, you know, peace, and I need to be doing something, and I know I can't get up here and walk about, but you know, normally I would walk around the house, kind of pace up and down, and that seems to help. I feel headaches. I get terrible headaches all the time now. I never used to get headaches, and again I think that's maybe related to the dementia. I don't know if people get headaches when they have dementia, but I know it's about the brain, so I think they might.
Okay.
So I think
you're worried there's a connection there.
I think there might be, and I feel kind of, it's a really strange feeling. I don't know if you've ever felt it, but my heart starts to pound and almost race. It's a really strange feeling, and I just think that I might have a heart attack.
Okay, it feels like Do you get pain in your chest at all? Tightness in your chest?
It feels tight. It feels like it's been squeezed, you know, tighter and tighter, and then my heart beats faster, and then my faster it beats, you know, the more I think, well, this is definitely going to happen, you know. I mean, I can't see how it wouldn't happen. How can your heart cope with beating as fast as that without something happening?
Okay. Starting to ask questions about why you're feeling in a particular way. Do you notice then that your anxiety actually gets worse when you do that?
Well, my heart beats faster, and yeah, because I keep thinking it's going to happen, and then I worry about, you know, the heart attack's going to happen. So, and that, I think that worry makes it, my heart seems to beat faster, and it's just awful. It's absolutely awful.
How often do you feel the anxiety is this bad?
I would say it's starting to get worse. You know, it used to maybe happen maybe once a day or something like that, you know, and since I lost my job and I'm in the house alone, then it's I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times at least a day. I mean, I never count it, but I know it happens a lot.
Okay, so that the alcohol is what you're doing to cope with it at night. Is there anything that you do during the day that actually helps alleviate some of the anxiety? I try and calm myself down, you know, but I don't. Sometimes I'm able to, you know, but most times I'm not. How do you do that? What would be the kind of things that you would do?
Sometimes I put it on the telly. I put it on the TV, and I mean I'm not watching it. I can't concentrate, but just another sound in the room helps me a bit. There's times where I think I'll go and make a cup of tea, and even just going in to try and make a cup of tea, I think because I'm not thinking about it, I think that helps. I think that, but other than that, that's really all I can do.
Okay. So we've got quite a lot of information here. There's just a couple of last questions I'd like to ask you, if that's all right. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the future at the moment?
I don't think I've got a future at the moment. I mean, I can't go on like this. I mean, I just can't go on the way I'm feeling. That's not a life. It's not a life at all.
Okay. Do you feel that you just can't cope with it for much longer, or do you feel at the moment you can't cope any longer?
I feel I can't cope much longer. You know, that's why I'm here, because I want help. I don't want to feel like this, but I don't know how to not feel like this.
Okay. So you're doing the right thing by coming along and asking for help. It sounds like things are very difficult at the moment and aren't getting any better.
No.
And thank you for giving me the information today, and I wondered if we could maybe just have a look and see what information we've got.
That'd be great.
Okay.